Hello everybody, Yuno here. We are on a countdown to Halloween with, at the time of this video, 13 days to go. And to commemorate this occasion today, I wanted to talk about an interesting topic, that being cryptids. Now, cryptids are very interesting as far as urban legends go. Every culture has their own, and it seems universal to have these stories of legendary creatures that can seem too far-fetched to exist, or sometimes too real. But sometimes cryptids lean into weird territory, and that's what we're here to discuss today. I scoured the internet for some of the weirdest cryptids I could find, and now I would like to share them with you all. The Loveland Frogman is a humanoid frog standing at nearly 4 feet tall, supposedly spotted in Cleveland, Ohio. According to legend, the frogman's first sighting was in 1955 by a traveling businessman on an unnamed road, when he saw 3 figures with frog faces stand high up on 2 legs. First allegedly spotted in Wexford County, Michigan, 1887, witnesses described a Michigan dogman as a 7-foot-tall bipedal canine-like animal with the torso of a man, with a terrifying howl that sounds like the scream of a human. According to legends, the Michigan dogman reappears every 10 years on years that end in 7. Rods, also known as skyfish, are long visual artifacts seen in photos and videos. Now known that these rods are just insects flying around as the image is being taken, they were once believed to be paranormal, or a new species entirely. The snallygaster is a dragon-like beast that supposedly lives in the hills surrounding Washington and Frederick counties in Maryland. The earliest sightings have described it as having half-bird features mixed with a siren, demons, and ghouls. It has been described to have a metallic beak lined with razor-sharp teeth, often with octopus-like tentacles. It swoops silently from the sky to snatch up its victims. According to legend, it drinks their blood after swooping them up. Trunco, reportedly seen in Margate, South Africa on October 25, 1924, was described as a fish like a polar bear, and was reportedly battling off 2 killer whales for hours before washing up on shore. Onlookers described it as having a snowy white fur, an elephant-like trunk, and a lobster-like tail. The animal had no visible head, however. The trunk was found directly on its torso, giving it its namesake. It is advised that you do not say his name. The Skungly Man is a humanoid entity with ill intent. 7 feet tall with an appearance that is mixed with several forms of sea critters. According to the story of the Skungly Man, inhabits a parallel or pocket dimension of his own, and anytime someone says his name, you become visible to him through another dimension. He will then prey on your mind. The Fresno Nightcrawler is a cryptid with 2 known appearances so far, once in California and once in New York. Only seen through video footage as an extremely white humanoid with no arms, quite short as the legs are the most notable aspect. They appear to have very short, thin, stilt-like feet. Despite the footage of these creatures, it is very much likely that the story of the Fresno Nightcrawler is an elaborate hoax. The Slide Rock Bolter is an out-of-this-world bizarre creature first spread around by lumberjacks in America in the 19th and 20th centuries. It is said to live in the mountains of Colorado, but only where the slope is at an angle greater than 45 degrees. It has a large, intense head, small eyes, and a large mouth, as well as a dolphin-like tail with an enormous grab hook. It will often remain motionless for periods at a time before spotting its prey. It will then drool a grease-like liquid out of its mouth to help propel its descent down the slope. Barreling down, it gulps up its prey whole, using momentum to prop itself up on the next slope. In the American folklore of Ohio, Michigan, a story is recounted of the Melonheads, usually described as small humanoids with large bulbous heads that hide in the wildlife to surprise and attack people. Depending on where the story is recounted, the legend is different. In Michigan, the story is that the Melonheads were originally children with hydrocephalus who lived at an insane asylum near the Felt Mansion. As the story goes, after undergoing physical and mental abuse, they became feral and were set free into the surrounding woods. In Ohio, the story goes that the Melonheads were originally orphans under the watch of Dr. Crow. Dr. Crow would perform strange experiments on the children, who began to develop large hairless heads and malformed bodies. As the legend goes, they killed Dr. Crow and burned down the orphanage, retreating into the surrounding woods. One story of the Melonheads in Connecticut tells of a prison or an insane asylum that had burned down, with 10 to 20 inmates escaping, fleeing into the surrounding woods. The legend states that their odd appearance is due to them having to resort to cannibalism to survive in the harsh winters of the region, and inbreeding, which led to their offspring developing hydrocephalus. As you can see, cryptids vary widely, from paranormal and creepy to odd and bizarre, some just being fun stories to tell. I tried to find a good variety for this video, so I hope they were different enough to not bore you guys. Personally, I love watching and reading stuff on cryptids and urban legends, as they really give you some insight onto the history of the place and can kind of envelop you into their stories and culture. But that will be it for today, guys. What was your favorite cryptid from this list? Let me know in the comments, and if you liked the video, please leave a like down below, and hey, maybe even subscribe. 2 more videos on our countdown to Halloween. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. If you are interested in checking out my other videos, maybe you should start here and check out my spooky playlist for more content like this. Have a wonderful day.